And good morning there, Miss Donna. How are you on this beautiful Thursday?
Wonderful. Good morning, Michelle. I'm
Yay.
excited to get started on chapter 5.
I am too. I love this book. And for those of you who are new and just joining with us, this is Donna Harris, our crazy caregiver and beautiful woman of God. And I am Michelle Leaf, your disabled stay-at-home mom just trying to make a difference in people's lives. And
Awesome lady.
oh, thank you. And we are reading Steve Harvey's Act Like a Success, Think Like a Success, and Donna's got it there in her hardback copy, and I've got my beautiful Kindle version of it. So we love getting together every morning to jumpstart your day and to jumpstart our day. We get together, we have a few giggles, we get to have some discussion and then some amazing reading while we are absolutely success under construction. So this morning we are on chapter 5, and chapter 5 is starting us off with not what you are paid for, but what you were made for.
Right.
Would you like to start this morning, Donna?
Sure.
Okay.
Not what you are paid for, but what you were made for. I remember vividly the day that I decided to change my life. It was Tuesday, October 8th, 1985, in Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio. Woo! Ohio.
Near you.
I was 27, married, and a new father of beautiful twin baby girls. While I was excited to be a father for the first time, we were really struggling. We were living in a little two-bedroom house, and I was barely scraping by with my full-time job and writing jokes on the side for comedian A.J. Jamel. One night I was hanging out in Hilarity's Comedy Club with a woman named Gladys Jacobs. She knew about my gig with AJ. Why don't you just write some jokes for yourself and sign up for the open mic night for next week? She asked. I agreed to sign up for the next show. I hung around to see Gladys perform her set. There were 9 comedians on stage that night with Gladys. Some of the performers were good, some were bad, and surprisingly, the guy who did Bullwinkle and Popeye impersonations slayed the crowd the most. The host got to the end of the open mic list, and the last comic was a no-show. Well, why don't we just start with the names for the next week? If Steve Harvey is here, come on up, he said. I was sitting there minding my business, eating and drinking a glass of grapefruit juice. I put down my drink and said, Gladys, somebody here has the same name. She looked at me and said, Fool, he means you. Get on up there. I ran up on stage, started my set by facing the wall. When I turned around, I said, I ain't even supposed to be here until next week. To my shock, they started laughing. No, really, I'm not kidding. This is an accident. The crowd kept on laughing, but Gladys could see that I was freezing up. Tell us the story about your boxing days, she yelled. I started telling a story about boxing one of my fiercest opponents, who was named Bernard Taylor. I really got into it and began demonstrating how he used to climb into the ring with a pigeon-toed walk. The crowd was howling. Meanwhile, the host was on the side of the stage, motioning for me to wrap it up. But I thought he was telling me to keep going, so I told another story. Finally, I said, well, I can't think of anything else to say, so I'll see y'all next week. After I finished, the host brought all the contestants back on stage. There was a clap-off for the best comedian. I won my first amateur night. The first place prize was $50. I walked into work the next morning with that $50 and you couldn't tell me nothing. I marched myself into the card shop downstairs, paid them $25 to print up some 200 business cards with my name, address, and phone number, and the word comedian right under my name. I waited until all 200 cards were off press. When they were done, I took my fresh box of printed cards, went upstairs to show them to my buddy Russell. When I saw Russell, he said, "Where were you last night? I was looking for you and couldn't find you anywhere." I told him that I had won the amateur night at the comedian club, or the comedy club. A comedy club? That's exactly where you need to be. I showed him the cards. I'm thinking of quitting this job. Well, don't think about it. Do it. I got a box, cleared off my desk, and headed to my boss's office to deliver the news. "Tom, look, I really appreciate the opportunity, but I have a young family. The last night I discovered what I really, really wanted to be." I'm going to let you take over, Michelle.
Okay. Well, what's that, Steve? My boss asked. I told him about winning the amateur night at the comedy club, and I informed him that I was a comedian now. Tom looked me right in the eye and said, "You won one amateur night, and now you think you're a comedian, huh? Steve, I've never heard you say a funny thing since you've been here." I wanted to show him that I was really serious. I handed him one of my new business cards, which was still warm from the printer. "Listen, Steve, you're a young guy with a young family to support. Don't go chasing some foolish dream. Now take that box, put your stuff back on your desk, and go sit down. I will pretend like this never happened." I let Tom talk me right out of quitting. I turned around and left his office. I went back to my desk. "What are you doing?" asked Russell. I told him that Tom made some good points about being responsible and taking care of my family. Russell shot back, "So you're really going to let this dude tell you what to do with your life?" "Steve, let me ask you something. Is Tom the kind of man you want to be?" "No." "Is his car the kind of car you want?" "No." "So why in the world are you listening to him?" "Steve, you're the funniest man I know. I really think you've missed your calling being here. Keep your stuff in that box and go." I grabbed my box for the second time and headed back to Tom's office. I explained to him again that I was really serious about becoming a comedian. He looked at me like I was the biggest fool in the world. "All right, Steve, if you walk out that door now, I'm not going to give you your job back." I thanked him again, and I went to shake his hand, but he refused it. "You're making a bad move, Steve, but good luck to you." I walked out that door, jumped, and never looked back. Now, please, don't walk into work tomorrow and quit your job. Let me tell you that during my first few months as a comedian, I thought Tom was right. I made my first $125 my first month, and the second month was even worse because I was only $75 worth of funny. I ended up losing my family and my home. I thought it would be better out on the road, but it just got worse. I barely had enough money to send some back home. Even in the midst of being homeless, I knew I was doing what I was born to do. I wasn't successful at it yet, but I was on my way. I've known that I had a gift to make people laugh, since I was 10. But I didn't attach it to a vehicle called being a comedian until I was in my late 20s. I want to inform you of one very important piece of information. You have a gift.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you have a gift too. Our Creator, in this infinite wisdom, created every single soul with a gift. Your gift is completely unique. No one can rob you of it. You are the only one who can choose to use it or to ignore it. You have the power to permit it to be used to enrich your life. Steve, what is my gift? Your gift is the single thing that you do at your absolute best with the least amount of effort. Take a moment to really think about what I am saying. Be honest with yourself while considering my words. You have a gift. Note that I did not ask you what you were passionate about or what you hoped, dreamed, or wished for. What do you do the absolute best with the least amount of effort? Don't think that a gift is limited to playing sports or performing on stage. There are many other options. Are you a problem solver? Are you a sharp listener who can convey the views of others? You have the ability to bring together people who can then form mutually beneficial business enhancing relationships. Do you cook well? Are you an excellent mediator? Do you have a calming voice that can lift a person's spirit? Are you especially effective communicating with children? Can you draw or paint? Do you like designing garments? Does creating floral arrangements give you a thrill? What is it that your creator has naturally endowed you to do? This whole notion of a gift can be challenging. We have been conditioned to care more about jobs and titles. Our gift is not the job we have that we think is better than everyone else's. I have plenty of friends who are making millions of dollars and hate what they do because they are using their talents but not their gift. As you are figuring out what your gift is, do not be misled by alternate career options. Some of you may be having trouble identifying your gift because you are attaching it to or defining it as a job. I completely understand that, and I know this is especially true for men because so much of our identity is tied to the company we work for and the title on our business cards. But your job is not your gift. It may be one of the places where you can use your gift, but you should also be able to use your gift in your relationships, your communities, and throughout every aspect of your life. Your gift is something that is connected to you, whether you are working or vacationing, whether you are with the family or even all alone. Your gift cannot be taken because of downsizing or given to you because someone creates a job description. Your gift exists because you do. I have come to learn that no single job would ever contain my gift. My gift and your gift are bigger than a single job. I was so preoccupied with getting gigs that I didn't realize that my gift to make people laugh was not about a comedy stage. I have been able to move beyond the job I thought was my gift and truly see my unique gift to make room for me on radio, TV, movies, and yes, even in books. Notice that when I am on the radio, I am making people laugh.
Did you lose your place?
Yeah, when I'm doing well, Brittany came and brought me something to drink,
Oh,
and then I looked up for a second. It was like When I'm doing my television show, I'm making people laugh. When I'm hosting Family Feud, I'm making people laugh. My gift is always with me, and I use it to increase my success.
Hmm.
If you are a driver, I don't want you to get hung up on, I drive well, so I'll drive for a company. No, your gift is driving, but the right vehicle for your gift may not be driving for a company. It depends on what you will give what will give you the most satisfaction. You could be one of the greatest drivers in any area and in any field. If driving truly is your gift, you will have the ability to become incredibly successful with your gift driving. I guarantee you that it will be more exciting for you to wake up in the morning and drive for yourself or spend your day developing younger drivers who will work for you. Or maybe the right vehicle for your gift will be providing transportation for your local church or the elderly members of your community. See, your gift doesn't have to become a profession. It could be something that you do on a volunteer basis to serve your community. If serving brings you pleasure, you are already rewarded by the joy it brings into your life. Your gift may be to serve. Your whole life, people have told you that the only place your gift makes sense is at church or in the nonprofit sector. Well, that may be the place for you to thrive or the place to which you feel called. There is a huge service industry. I can't tell you how many service people from the door to the executive office make my life better in hotels, restaurants, spas, and event venues. You could one day own your own hotel or be the general manager of the best restaurant in your city. All it takes is the gift of service you have to allow you to make people's lives more enjoyable.
Hmm.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. It's very, I love how he dives into all these things and gives you the examples and the different things to show you that, your gift, it can be tied to your talent, but your gift is not your talent.
No, no. And, people, I don't think most people even think about that they've got a gift.
Right.
They just get up and think they have to get a job and they forget about their gift.
And
They
that's
don't
so
they don't
true.
give it a second thought.
And that's so true. Well, but a lot of people don't realize necessarily that they should be using your gift, even if it is something simple. I mean, it can be something, just like even what we're doing, getting up in the morning, no matter how you feel, no matter how your day starts off, we jump on, we get in front of the camera, we spread our smiles, we spread our giggles, we, just that little bit of just infectious inspiration to start
Right.
the day, So,
Right.
I mean,
Hmm.
and that to me, that is part of our gift because we are
Right.
out here wanting to help others, wanting to do things with others, wanting to, you know, increase that whole part. And if we can turn around each morning, or even when somebody goes back to watch the replay, if we can make one person feel
Person.
a little bit better, give them a little bit of motivation, make them smile or make them giggle. And I have to say this for a second. I have to kind of give a shout out. Donna Rhodes, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful woman. She is such a sweetheart, and she will turn around and she will be part of our little conversations and stuff. And I love it because you always know, I guess, how we were that day. Because even like the other day, she turned around and she was like the giggle gal, and it
Yeah.
was like, it was so cute. But I mean, it's things like that then turn around, and I smile and I actually giggle because after she said it, and it's like, but that's what we're doing. That's what we want to
Well,
do. You
I
know?
think your gift touches people.
Right.
and a special place, in their life. I mean, you can go to a job and you might be a stock person in the back where you don't see anybody, you're alone at night and you're just stocking. So you really don't have you don't touch anyone's life. But your gift, somewhere along the line, because it's always with you,
Yeah.
will touch someone's life when you use your gift.
Yeah. And that's true. And you are absolutely right, because your gift not only, I guess the biggest thing to me is when you truly realize what your gift is. Your gift, it might be part of you, but it's not for you. Because your
Right,
gift is actually for those around you. It's,
right,
the people that you're going to uplift, the people that you're going to inspire. That one person that turns around and says, well, dang, if they can do this, I can do that.
absolutely.
It's not for us. It's for, everybody around us. So I am so grateful that, yes, we got put together through a company that, had nothing really to do with some of this, but did have something to do with this. I am grateful for those stumbling blocks. I am grateful for those lessons. I am grateful because the fact that it connected me with amazing people and friendships that
Yes,
are here to last.
right. And there are friendships that we will never forget,
Oh, absolutely, and
you
then
know,
some. We
because
really don't.
people will forget what we say, but they'll never forget how we made them feel.
And that's true. That is very true. And I know if something were to ever happen and to be remembered, I would at least hope I was remembered, even if nothing else, just for the whole giggling part. You know what I mean? I just want to know that I made somebody laugh, made somebody giggle, and no matter how hard life gets, I mean, and we know there are some major blows and stumbling blocks and the different things that we go to, but to just know that no matter how bad it gets, you're not alone. And
Right,
you can giggle through it. You can laugh through it. I mean, that's probably one of the biggest things that's gotten me through so many hard times in my life is literally been laughter. And I will tell you, I will laugh at myself first before you even get the chance to. So
well, I've got to learn to do that.
oh, I've done it forever. Even therapy, they used to laugh at me because I would laugh at me, and that whole thing of, I take pride. I mean, even after the spinal cord injury, and you have to turn around and relearn to do everything again, just like a baby. And one of the biggest thing, and I've said it for years, I am bass backwards, and I am proud of it.
Well,
you know. And just to end off on another little funny note, one of the things from therapy, and I get a kick out of it, and other people, you probably relate a little bit, but to me it's one of those little funny giggle moments. When I used to go into therapy, they would start off the morning stretching me, bending my legs, doing the different things, and the things that I can't do for myself totally. And I used to laugh because when the one therapist, Ivan, I loved him to death, part of the stretch was to do my hamstrings and stuff. So he would turn around. One foot would go up on his chest. The other leg he would push down to get the hip flexors and all. And then he would turn around, and while I was sitting there, I said, don't do that. You're going to get your shirt dirty. And then he would turn around and he would look at me, and he would go, how are you going to get my shirt dirty? I said, well, you just put my shoe on your shirt. And then he would crack up laughing, and because he would go to start to move it and dust off, and I'd bust up. I'd be like, now how is your shirt going to get dirty when my feet don't touch the floor?
that's right. I never thought about that.
And they don't. And so it's like, and when we go to get shoes, it's funny, and it's just these little things that you don't think about. when we go to get shoes, you have to really make sure that you like them because I used to go through like tennis shoes and stuff. Like I used to go through a pair a year, cowboy boots, the whole bit. All the things that I've worn over the years. Well, let me tell you, once you get into a wheelchair, that pair of shoes that you might have gone through every year, they're gonna last you a lifetime now because you're never gonna wear out the soles.
Unless they go out of style, huh?
Exactly. Or unless you end up spilling, or like me, you end up spilling everything under the sun on top of them. So the top of them look worse than the bottoms do, which is funny. It's like the opposite.
Oh my, Michelle, you're funny. Well, that was a good lesson today, a good read. I really, because I'm anxious. I mean, I kind of know what my gift is, but I'm going to read the rest of the book to really find out if I'm on, if
On
I'm on
target
target.
for what it is. Oh yeah, and I can tell you parts of your gift because I've even noticed even through a lot of your writing that you're doing and everything else. I mean, you are big time going to help a whole lot of people that have been in your shoes that don't necessarily speak up. So I just
Yeah.
I I think it's incredible, and I am so excited to be doing this every morning with us and going through the whole thing and watching to see how we get through the end of the book. That part, anxious to see where from the first day we started reading to when we get to the end.
Right, right, right.
And
Well, I hope you have a good read tomorrow because remember, I won't be here. So
yes,
you'll be on
ma'am.
your own, Michelle.
We'll be missing you. Oh,
Well, I look forward to every morning now.
I do too. I actually do. It's one of those things, and just like he said, when you're getting into your gift and stuff like that, it doesn't take any effort, and I don't think anything to turn around. I look at the clock and go, oh, I gotta get up, I gotta get dressed, I gotta get it all started
Right.
so we can get
Can't
on.
wait, can't wait.
Exactly. So,
Yep.
absolutely. Have a beautiful rest of your day, and love you. Bye.
Bye-bye.